Ever hear a whisper in the dark and think, that's a tomorrow problem? Welcome to Not My Ghost, Not My Problem, where hosts Jen and Kelly share listener-submitted ghost stories, haunted places, and chilling mysteries, all with a wicked sense of humor. It's spooky, it's hilarious, and it might just make you second-guess that shadow in the corner. Believer or skeptic, there's always room around their campfire. Search for Not My Ghost, Not My Problem on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen. Hit play, and remember, it's only your problem if you acknowledge it. Canadian Creepies is recorded on the traditional lands of the Haudenosaunee and Anishinaabe peoples, under the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Agreement. These lands and waters have been cared for since long before Canada existed, and they remain deeply important to Indigenous communities today. As we tell stories about darkness, injustice, and memory, I want to acknowledge the very real histories of colonization, violence, and erasure that Indigenous peoples continue to endure. A land acknowledgement can't undo that harm, but it is a reminder to keep listening, learning, and supporting in truth and reconciliation in meaningful ways. We share these stories not to forget, but to shine light, always with respect for peoples and nations whose land we live on. Canadian Creepies covers true crime, dark history, and disturbing events. Some episodes may include graphic descriptions or sensitive subject matter. We do our best to handle every story with care and respect for those affected. That said, we sometimes use humor and sarcasm as a way to process heavy content, never to disrespect victims, survivors, or their families. Listener discretion is advised. Evelyn Dick was a Canadian socialite, suspected of killing her husband and son, although she never confessed to either crime. She served time for manslaughter from 1947 to 1958 and subsequently disappeared. She was issued a pardon under the Royal Prerogative of Mercy in 1985. Her trials remain among the most sensationalized events in Canadian criminal history.
Wowzers.
It is wowzers.
Evelyn.
Living
on the edge.
And she
crime.
was born living on the edge of crime. She was born close to here. She was born in Beamsville.
Wow, that is like a stone throw from me.
Yes, that is. It's very close to you.
I may have even driven or walked down where she had maybe not driven, but walked.
Been born?
Yeah, been born. Yeah.
Welcome to episode 4 of
Canadian Creepies.
I'm one of your hosts. I'm Valerie.
And I'm Valerie.
L-R-E. Yeah.
I'm Al.
Yeah. And we're stoked to be here. And we're stoked to be recording and just to be hanging out.
Halloween has come and gone.
Halloween has come and gone.
It's time for jingle bells. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Not yet.
What did you dress up as for Halloween?
A cheetah.
Nice.
Yeah. Actually, it was just like a $20 pack that came with ears. I kind of looked like a, what's it called? Therian? Furry?
Oh.
More than a cheetah, but
nice.
I was okay with that too. That's fine.
Nice. That's fine. It's Halloween.
Yeah.
Live your best life.
And Jake was a Sons of Anarchy biker.
Oh,
yeah.
Of course he was.
Yeah.
Of course he was.
He was using an old costume, so
naturally
we didn't have to spend any money on it.
Naturally. I was a ghost.
Awesome. But how fitting.
Yeah, it was. And Kyle was like, well, so we went to one of those spirit Halloweens.
Uh-huh.
And Kyle bought me my costume. And
what did Kyle go as?
He was like a pharaoh. To his gigs. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's funny, you posted, Kyle is such a golden retriever.
Yeah.
He could have gone as one of those too.
Yes.
He really is. That's his energy for sure.
Totally. And shout out to Kyle for editing these episodes.
And he
McDonnell
was like,
of the
no complaints.
Lemons.
Yeah. Putting all our, connecting everything for us today.
Yeah. He made it nice and
He was
cozy.
actually thoroughly happy to help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the best.
Yeah. The best.
So welcome. Here we are to episode 4.
Epi 4.
Evelyn Dick. I'm going to get into it.
Dive in. And I'll dive in behind you.
Okay.
I'll
Perfect.
cannonball behind you. Okay.
Perfect. Side note, this might be like a funny anecdote to share. Last night, Felix, my son, I was trying to get him to go to sleep, and he called down and he was like, Mom, what does a leech's mouth look like? And I was like, a leech's mouth? I'll show you in the morning. And then he remembered this morning, and then I had to Google a leech's mouth. And
don't do
if
that.
you haven't, don't. If you don't, like, if you get like the heebie-jeebies from like bugs and stuff,
I just
don't
feel
do
like I can envision it
Yeah.
without seeing it, and I don't want to look it up.
Yeah, no, you don't want to.
That's funny. That's such a kid thing.
I know.
Mom.
I know. Like way past, like an hour past
A leech's
his bedtime.
mouth. Yeah.
What does
yeah.
a leech's mouth look like?
Yeah.
Evelyn, that is funny. Thank you.
was
Sometimes it's okay.
Kids are amazing.
Kids are amazing.
Amazingly funny.
Amazingly funny.
Mhm.
Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's
do this.
let's yap about Evelyn
Evelyn
Dick. So Evelyn Dick was born with the last name McLaren. Oh, and this was one of the things that I voice noted you about. So she was born on October 3rd, 1920 in Beamsville, Ontario.
Okay.
And October 3rd is Kyle's birthday.
Right.
And she was born to Scottish immigrants.
That's right. I did. Yeah, I remember this.
Yeah,
What are the
chances?
quinkadink?
And she was born to Scottish immigrants, Donald and Alexandra. So for a lot of this, like people have like the same last name. So I'm going to be referring to people by their first names.
Okay.
Do you want a pen and paper?
Should I have one?
Well, I think
Yeah.
you'll be able to, but
Okay.
just in case, because
Okay.
you're a visual person.
Yeah. I am. Sounds good.
Okay. So Evelyn's parents were Donald and Alexandra. When she was 1 year old, the family moved to Roslyn Avenue, Hamilton, Ontario.
Okay.
Her father, Donald, was an abusive alcoholic who collected firearms and worked as a streetcar conductor for the Hamilton Street Railway. And he was later to have found $200,000 from them.
Wow.
Was later have found to have stolen $200,000 from them.
Wow.
And we'll get into that a
Okay.
little later. So this is where just like going into like Evelyn's lore here.
Okay.
It has been documented that the McLains, my apologies, lived well beyond their means, including sending Evelyn to the Loretto Academy, which is a private Catholic school for girls. And that is like one of the reasons why Donald would steal from the HSR vault.
Okay.
HSR is short for Hamilton Street Railway.
Right.
As Evelyn started growing into a woman, she was deemed attractive by societal standards, and her mother, Alexandra, encouraged her to use her good looks to entice men into buying her gifts, such as furs and jewelry. So this would have been in, like, I don't know, the 30s, like the 1930s.
Yeah, when furs were like...
Hard to come by.
Yeah, hard to come by and expensive.
Totally.
Yeah.
Maybe they weren't hard to come by, but they were expensive.
Definitely expensive.
Some of Evelyn's lovers included some prominent Hamiltonians, which is so funny to like think about Hamilton from the perspective of being like this like big city like New York. Do you know what I mean? Like a Hamiltonian socialite, like in the way you would hear like about like a New York socialite or
so
something.
True. Meanwhile, I'm like going over the Burlington Skyway and I'm like, ugh, smells like fart.
Yeah.
Looks over at Hamilton. Yeah.
It's true. We don't hate. We can't hate on Hamilton too hard. We have listeners in Hamilton.
Yes. I can definitely dislike the fart smell that I get, from the factories right there.
Yeah.
There's beautiful parts of Hamilton.
Yeah. Especially on the mountain.
Yeah, and great people live there.
Totally. In July of 1942, she was 22 years old. She gave birth to a daughter whom she gave over to her mother's care.
Okay. I was going to say that's so young to start a family.
At 22, yeah.
Oh.
She's not even married yet.
Dang.
In September of 1944, not that you have to, let me backtrack.
Yes,
I don't want that to
yes.
be clipped and taken out of context.
Yes.
In this time period,
Yes.
it would have been outside of the societal norm, very much, especially for an attractive socialite to have a baby out of wedlock.
That was me that started that, so I'm sorry.
Sue started what?
Because I was like, oh, that's really young.
Oh, yeah. I see, you encouraged it.
But then even in my head, I'm like, okay, let's back. Okay, no, I didn't mean it.
I take it back.
I take it back, but definitely. Okay, thank you for clearing
No
that
worries,
up.
cleared up. In September of 1944, Evelyn was 24 years old. She gave birth to a boy whom she named Peter.
Peter.
She returned home from the hospital without the baby, claiming she had given him up for adoption because her father, Donald, didn't want another child in the house. So that's like a snippet of Evelyn's life.
Okay.
She was raised to take advantage of the men around her, to
Yes.
weaponize her beauty,
Yes.
and that's how she was raised. Her father was like abusive, so she wasn't given the best cards,
Doesn't
I guess.
seem like she was given any guidance of,
That's right.
any loving guidance in that sense of.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Yes. At 24, this is when she gets married.
Okay.
At 24, Evelyn married a 39-year-old man. So, and this is not the father of the baby.
Yeah, okay.
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 The baby boy that didn't make it home from the hospital.
Not Peter.
Peter. Yeah, that was his
okay,
name.
yeah.
You got it. You're nailing it. At 24, Evelyn married a 39-year-old man. So
439. Okay.
like 16 or 15 years older.
Maybe.
You're like writing that down.
Okay. Yeah. 24, 39. Gross. No, I'm just kidding.
Love that. No,
Yeah.
that's great. Like it, because I'll save all these notes, and if we get Patreon one day, maybe a subscription tier will be you can have our handwritten notes. You can have Ali's handwritten notes.
notes.
And my
It also
editing
has
notes.
doodles on it. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Okay, back to it.
Okay, so 24, 39.
24, 39.
Yeah.
Evelyn married a 39-year-old man from a Mennonite family who migrated to Canada to escape the Russian Revolution,
Oh, wow.
named John Dick.
John Dick.
Yeah.
He's probably probably write a memoir or two.
Well, you'll hear what happens to
Yeah,
John
okay.
Dick.
I'm intrigued already.
It is believed that Evelyn mistakenly believed that due to his age and employment, he would be able to afford her extravagant lifestyle.
Okay.
She told him she was the widow of a Canadian naval officer named White, who had died in the Second World War. She's just pulling lies out of
Evelyn.
Evelyn. After just a few weeks of dating, they were engaged.
Wow. That gives me anxiety.
At first, when I was researching this and I saw the age difference, and I saw that Donald, Evelyn's father, had been stealing from the Hamilton Street Railway,
Mm-hmm.
and John Dick also works for the Hamilton Street Railway.
Mm-hmm.
I thought for sure that's why him and Evelyn got married. And then I did more research and I stumbled into, no, she just like didn't do her due diligence and just assumed because he was older and had the same job as her father that
He would be making...
that he would be able to afford her lifestyle.
Yeah. Wow.
And she made up this lie to gain his sympathy.
Wow. Conniving.
Evelyn's parents disapproved of John. And when I learned that, I was like, okay. So I was wrong. Evelyn's parents disapproved of John and did not attend their wedding on October 4th, 1945. Literal days after the marriage, 5 days to be exact, when Evelyn realized John was not financially well off, she began a sexual relationship with her new boyfriend, Bill Bohozuk.
Okay.
And this is all in like the early to mid 40s. How scandalous is this?
This is so scandalous.
This is happening in Hamilton?
Hamilton.
Are you
Evelyn's
kidding me?
just like, you're not doing it for me.
No, wait.
Going for Billy Boy.
Yeah, I'm out of here.
Yeah, Johnny D ain't doing
Not
it.
even that he lied. She was just wrong. She just made a mistake.
Right. Yes.
Although John was aware that she had gotten back together with Bill or had started a relationship with Bill,
Right.
there was a rumor that her and Bill had been together prior to her marrying John.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So it's like, is he a new boyfriend?
Sneaky
Is
link,
he an old boyfriend? We're not really sure. John thought he could make it work with Evelyn and convinced her to move into a house with him.
Okay.
Even though he knew this guy was like, which makes you feel kind of sympathetic for him. It's like
A little bit. It's a little sad.
It's a little sad. I mean, he was
yeah.
just this man who was
Yeah.
trying to
to be a good husband.
Yeah.
And she had too high of expectations.
Yes.
And didn't do her due diligence of proper research, I guess, when it came to finding a husband that she, wanted certain things from.
Totally. Her
And
parents
then,
didn't approve.
Yeah. Who has to pay the price? Johnny.
Yeah, that's right. It's not right.
And not right. And even through being probably humiliated and cheated on,
He's still like
willing to
and in like the mid 40s, all people did was gossip.
gossip. Yeah.
Small towns.
Yeah. I feel like in the 40s too, wouldn't men be like, you're going to listen to me here?
Yeah. Totally.
Evelyn was like, no,
sir, ain't no man.
Mm-hmm. I can appreciate that, but I'm also like, wow.
I know.
So then would John have been looked at as like a wussy?
Right.
Right.
There's levels.
Yeah, levels.
There's levels to this. John and Evelyn's time together was understandably stormy due to her boyfriend Bill
Billy.
and literal potential other lovers. She was separated from John within 3 months.
Okay.
So yeah.
Wow, what a short marriage.
Right? She's like, I'm out.
Bang, bang, boom. Yeah.
And at that point, he moved in with his cousins because the house was in her name.
Okay, again.
Again, I know it's really hard to like come on, Evelyn.
Yeah.
Because at the time it was like she's like getting
She
her
wore
bag.
the pants, clearly.
Yeah, she.
Okay.
But I'll continue on.
Continue.
Rumor has it that John attempted to enlist the help of Evelyn's father, Donald, to help him convince Evelyn to behave like a respectable wife.
Mm.
So he wasn't like convincing her like, I love you so much. Come back. We can have this beautiful, loving marriage. I accept you and love you for who you are.
Right.
He was like, sir,
your daughter
is not behaving.
No.
Help me get her to behave.
But they're not together anymore, so why would he care?
Yeah. When Donald refused, John threatened to inform on him for stealing from the HSR, a McLaren family secret that Evelyn had told him. I keep mixing up that last name. McLean? Let me double check that.
McLaren reminds me of the car.
I know, and I think that's why I wrote it.
100%.
McLean.
Okay. McLean.
Donald threatened to kill John, and John reported that to the Hamilton police. 3 months later, in the first week of March 1946, John Dick disappeared. He was last seen alive on March 6, 1945, in a Hamilton restaurant.
So the same year that they got divorced?
Yes. They separated.
And he was threatened? Or Bill threatened to kill him?
No.
Or sorry. Donald
He hasn't
threatened
been. He hasn't been threatened. 3 months later, in the first week of March 1946, John Dick disappeared. He was last seen alive on March 6th, 1946, in a Hamilton restaurant.
A lot happened within a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah.
A lot.
Totally.
a relationship, a marriage, a cheating scandal, a
Yeah.
divorce.
We're moving
and now
in. We're moving out.
Yeah, we're moving in. We're moving out. And then now a missing persons report.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Hanging out with Evelyn was a lot. She would have been like the most.
Evidently, Evelyn.
Oh my God. She would like text me and I'd be like, I'm not answering. I can't deal today.
God.
I can't deal today.
It's Evie again.
Evie, she's always got this guy drama.
Tell her we're busy.
Yeah, legit. On March 16th, okay, now this is 1945 again. Hold on. It's got to be 1946. On March 16th, 1946, so 10 days after he went missing,
Okay.
children hiking along the trail on the Hamilton Mountain, and if you remember from last episode, along near Albion Hill, near Albion Mills, they made a gruesome discovery. A human torso with 2 gunshot wounds in the chest.
Right.
You. Yeah, you. Still haunting the same old fast fashion? Time to dig up something better with Back from the Dead Goods, a Canadian small business where forgotten threads get a second life and sustainability meets spooky. This isn't just upcycled clothing. It's resurrected fashion with an eerie edge. Handpicked, reworked, and revived, every piece is as unique as a ghost story whispered at midnight. And because you're a part of the Canadian Creepies family, you get an exclusive deal. Use code Canadian Creepies at checkout for 10% off. Find them lurking on Instagram, Etsy, and Poshmark. Links are in the episode description. Give your wardrobe a second chance at life, if you dare. Hey creeps, it's Valerie here, and if you're anything like us, you love capturing a moment, whether it's spooky, sweet, or somewhere delightfully in between. Let me introduce you to our go-to for stunning shots, darkroom photography, based right here in the heart of the Niagara region. Mel, the brilliant eye behind the lens, is a lifestyle and creative photographer who brings a little bit of magic and maybe a touch of mystery to every session. She's got all her prices listed right on her website, super transparent, no tricks, and she runs killer seasonal specials around Mother's Day, Halloween, Christmas, and more. I'm telling you, her Halloween sessions, creepy perfection. So, if you're in the Niagara area and looking to capture memories that are hauntingly beautiful, hit up Mel at mel@darkroomphotography.ca or check out her work at www.darkroomphotography.ca. That's Darkroom Photography, where your memories come to life, even in the dark. Looking for your next obsession? The Creators Collective Podcasts is your gateway to the dark, the chilling, and the downright fascinating. We're a community of independent podcasts with one goal: to share the best in true crime, paranormal tales, folklore, and unexplained mysteries. Whether you crave cold cases that won't stay closed, haunted histories that refuse to be forgotten, or stories that make you sleep with the lights on, there's a show waiting for you in the collective. And when you join us, you're not just listening to one podcast. You're stepping into a world of creators who love this stuff as much as you do. Check out the Creators Collective today. Follow the link in our show notes to discover your next favorite podcast. We'll be waiting for you. Support reproductive justice in Niagara. Niagara Reproductive Justice is a grassroots collective based in the Niagara region of Ontario, working to increase visibility and access to sexual and reproductive health care. They support people seeking abortion and other essential care by offering transportation, financial assistance, logistical help, and emotional support. Here's how you can help. You can make a one-time donation. Send an e-transfer to niagarareproductivejustice@gmail.com. Your support helps cover costs like gas for volunteer drivers, overnight stays, childcare, and other urgent needs. You can also support monthly via Patreon. Join their Patreon and support the cause month to month. It's patreon.com/Niagara Reproductive Justice. And you can volunteer your time. NRJ is always looking for volunteers to help with driving, outreach, admin support, and community organizing. If you're looking to make a real impact in the Niagara region, this is a great place to start. Contact them via email or DM them on Instagram or Facebook to learn more. You can find them on Instagram at Niagara Reproductive Justice and on Facebook at Niagara Reproductive Justice. Help amplify access to reproductive care right here in our own backyard. Whether you donate, volunteer, or spread the word, you're a part of the movement. So they 5 kids were walking, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, and then boom, torso.
That reminds me of that movie with the kid.
Stand By Me.
Stand By Me, yeah.
The condition of the victim's testicles allowed him to be identified as John Dick.
Wow.
John's head and limbs had been sawed off his body.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. A .32 caliber 5-shot handgun used to kill John was found at Donald's home on Roslyn Avenue in Hamilton. And fun fact about this gun, it's now kept in the exact gun is now kept in a display case in the Hamilton police trailer used as a traveling department museum.
That's cool.
Pathologist Dr. William Deadman concluded the type O blood found in a 1938 Packard, a car frequently borrowed by Evelyn, was John Dick's.
Okay.
Which is wild to know. I mean, I guess knowing the type of blood has been around for a long time. But it's wild to think that in the 40s they had the technology to know what type of blood. I was just
thinking that's very advanced sounding for the 40s.
Right?
Yeah.
The torso had 2 superficial bullet wounds in the chest that would not have killed him. The pathologist said that John's cause of death was likely a gunshot to the head, something that could not be proven because his head was likely incinerated.
Yeah. Sawed off and
yeah.
Yeah.
It is believed that John's torso was too difficult to cut through and would not fit in the stove, which led to the decision to dump the remains in a secluded area. So, bone fragments from... It's reported in the trial that there's bone fragments that were found in Evelyn's wood-burning stove or furnace or whatever it was at the time.
Okay.
Police took Evelyn in for questioning, but she denied. While she was being questioned, police were searching her house, where in the attic, they found a suitcase that contained the concrete encased body of an infant.
Wow. Not Peter.
Yeah. Further searches...
The Peter that she said she gave up for adoption.
Yeah.
Wow.
We'll get more into that in a little bit. Further searches of Evelyn's home and her parents' home, here you go, turned up charred human bones as well as bits of clothing from an HSR uniform. So they found charred human bones in the wood-burning stove. And of Johnny, they think.
Yeah.
And some of a uniform, a work uniform where he worked, his work uniform.
Okay. Put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like they're trying to hide
the
evidence. Maybe, I don't know. Okay, keep going.
Okay. Detectives also uncovered a car with blood-stained seats and a necktie. Oh, so that must have been the 1938 Packard. So the 1938 Packard had blood-stained seats and a necktie that was identified as belonging to John.
Okay. All right.
Evelyn, the McLeans, and Bill Bahozuk were charged with the murder of John Dick.
Good.
After finding all that evidence.
Well, it kind of seems like it's all adding up. I mean...
Right? Especially in the 40s.
In the 40s, yeah.
Evelyn and Bahozuk were also charged with infanticide. And infanticide is the crime of killing a child within a year of its birth.
Right.
Because they...
Why wouldn't she have just put it up for adoption?
40s.
Okay. 40s, yeah.
40s. And some things come out in the case that may speak to that.
Okay.
Or during the trial, sorry.
Right. Donald, I'm sure someone would have asked the same thing.
Yeah. Donald was also charged with robbing the HSR of thousands of dollars.
Okay.
So they found that money, I suppose, or, had an investigation surrounding that. And Evelyn made several contradictory statements, including one which said an Italian gangster had killed John.
Well, the severed head and whatever, the torso, like that kind of like sounds a little bit mafia-ish, cartel-ish or something. Like,
yeah, well,
in the way he was disposed of.
Yeah, well, remember last episode we talked about Rocco Perry?
Right, and that was...
Which, like, would have been like a mob disposal.
It was like a graveyard, right? Like a mob graveyard or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was dead by 1944, so... It could stand to reason there's still...
But it could also be like, maybe she used that as a tactic to throw people off, maybe.
Yeah,
thinking
totally.
It was her.
Yeah, well, nobody believed that.
Oh, nobody. Okay.
Yeah. Evelyn's attorneys moved to have her tried separately from Bohozuk and her father in an effort to make her appear before the jury as an attractive woman seemingly incapable of committing murder. So they wanted to, you know how they do that? They separate the...
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Her trial began October 7th, 1946 in Hamilton's Wentworth County Courthouse.
Okay.
Evelyn's mother, Alexandra, agreed to testify for the Crown against her daughter in return for immunity. Because they arrested her, too.
Wow.
She stated...
No one's safe.
Right? Yeah, literally no one's safe. She stated that on the last day John had been seen, March 6th, Evelyn had been absent from the house for a prolonged period of time. But also she had her own house, so...
Yeah.
That's odd evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Alexandra also stated that on March 8th, she asked Evelyn if something had happened to John, so 2 days after he went missing, to which Evelyn replied that he wouldn't be coming around anymore. She also testified that her husband, Donald, owned a large butcher knife and a handgun.
Okay.
It's like she just threw... Alexandra was just like, take my daughter and my husband.
Yeah.
Have them. Throw the book at them.
Yeah.
Evidence showed John Dick's limbs were disposed of in the furnace of Evelyn's home on Carrick Avenue.
Carrick Avenue.
In Hamilton.
In Hamilton, okay.
Evelyn's boyfriend, Bill, was eventually cleared of wrongdoing, despite attempts for the blame being put on him. So when Evelyn had her first lawyer, I think that was their defense. She ended up having 2 lawyers that you'll hear about. But her first lawyer she lost with, and I imagine that was probably their defense strategy, was like blame it on the boyfriend.
Yeah, well, blame it on
anyone.
Yeah, which they say it's most of the time it's someone they know, a husband, family member, yada yada yada.
That's right. Due to the grim nature of the crime, the trial grew large crowds. Somewhere along the way, it was discovered that Evelyn kept a little black book of her sexual encounters, to which, that's another thing, I'm like, yes, queen.
Yes. The details.
But we can't be stoked on Evelyn, because she's a murderess.
Yeah, she's a bit much, too.
Yeah, too much.
Too much.
In that book, she alleged she had sexual encounters with 150 men,
wow.
Most of whom were more wealthy than her husband.
But apparently none that wanted to settle down with her.
No.
Yeah.
In court, she stated that one of those men was the judge's son. I don't know if that was a smart defense tactic.
No.
Pretty out of pocket, but hey. You go, Evelyn.
Yeah.
Her defense attorney was J.J. Sullivan, and they were unsuccessful. The jury convicted and sentenced her to hang. Because it was the 40s. So Canada still had hangings then.
Yeah.
Hang her.
And everyone's like, woo, entertainment. Grab the popcorn.
Yeah, literally. Let's go meet at the gallows.
Yeah.
Hey, girl, you got any plans Saturday?
Yeah.
I heard Evelyn's getting hanged.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Are you going to do your hair?
Yeah.
Are you going to bathe this? Will you bathe for it?
Well, let's not push it. Okay.
It is important, I should note as well, it is important to note that a lot of the evidence against Evelyn was circumstantial by today's standards.
Okay.
So it wasn't like legit, like if this evidence was on trial now, the defense would be objecting because it's circumstantial evidence.
Okay. Makes sense.
Or the jury would not consider it as heavily because it's circumstantial. Evelyn eventually hired a new defense attorney named J.J. Robinette. She was loving the JJs.
Yeah, JJ's.
Who was a skilled courtroom lawyer whose defense strategies in her trial would make him famous.
Okay.
Robinette, you're going to find out near the end, a few people, like, used her, like, to get famous. Or, like, didn't use her to get famous, but you'll see.
I'm sure she's not the only case that...
Like, were made famous because of this case.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I got you.
Robinette, her second lawyer, impressed upon... So...
You don't hear that name anymore.
Robinette?
Yeah.
No.
Same with Evelyn.
Evelyn. I love that name, though.
I do, too. Classic.
Classic, beautiful name. So he... So when she got the new defense attorney, J.J. Robinette, they appealed.
Okay.
So he impressed upon the jury the strong possibility that Donald had killed John. They appealed the case and won an acquittal. This resulted in Evelyn being found guilty of being an accessory after the fact and was sent to prison for 4 years.
Okay.
As part of the investigation... We're hopping back to Peter now. As part of the investigation a partly mummified body of an infant boy was found in Evelyn's attic, encased in cement in an old suitcase. It turns out Evelyn had given birth 3 times.
Wow.
And invented a man named Norman White to conceal the identity of each baby's father. How scandalous is this in the 40s?
Invented meaning, like, we don't actually know if this guy exists.
There was no Norman White.
There was no Norman White.
She just wrote Norman White on the birth certificate.
So she disposed of each.
Well, we're going to find out.
Or maybe they were born.
So she had a boy, Peter, and 2 girls.
Okay.
I'm not going to name what I believe to be as the living daughter of Evelyn.
Okay.
Just because I just don't think we need to do that.
We don't need to go there.
You know, like we don't need people listening to this to go like Facebook her. And chances are she's changed her name anyway, and it is publicly available information.
Okay,
you know, if I can find the name, you know what I mean.
100%.
But for our purposes, her identity isn't relevant to this case.
Yeah, it's not relevant. Okay.
Her other daughter was a stillborn.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
And her son, named Peter David White, was identified as the body in the attic.
Okay.
This sparked a second murder trial.
Dang.
Which began in 1947. In the trial for baby Peter, Robinette brought in a psychiatrist who testified that Evelyn had endured a traumatic childhood and had the emotional maturity of a 13-year-old.
Okay.
Which explains why she acted like the way she did and was just like, to use a phrase of the time, sexually deviant or sexually impulsive.
Deviant, yeah.
Yeah.
The deviant.
This, the jury found her guilty of the lesser charge, manslaughter, and the judge sentenced her to life in prison.
All within like 3 years.
Right?
This is crazy.
Donald McLean was found guilty of being an accessory to murder and sentenced to 5 years in prison and received an additional 5 years in prison for theft.
For theft. I was going to say, I'm like, where's the fraud? Like, yeah. Okay. Where's the punishment for that fraud? For theft. Okay.
So he did have to
Good.
serve some time. Evelyn was paroled in 1958.
Okay.
After serving only 11 years in Kingston's prison for women.
Kingston. I always wanted to know what the women's side was like.
Yeah.
In Kingston.
With a new identity and job, she disappeared from public view, and her file was permanently sealed after her 1985 pardon. She was issued a pardon under the royal prerogative of mercy.
Okay.
And that is a discretionary...
Okay.
Yeah, I know, this is a little Canadian law.
Yeah.
It's a discretionary power that allows the Governor General or Governor in Council to grant clemency. Clemency is just a fancy word for mercy or lenience.
Okay.
In Canada. It is based on the ancient right of the British monarch to grant mercy on any subject. This pardon is intended only for rare cases in which consideration of justice, humanity, and compassion override the normal administration of justice. Injustice is a broad term that encompasses concepts of inequity or error in law.
Right.
So they decided in 1985 to pardon Evelyn Dick.
Okay.
If she were alive today, she would be 104 years old.
Wow.
And the John Dick murder has never officially been solved because Bill Bohozuk got cleared of all the charges. Right. Evelyn was charged with accessory after the fact, and so was Donald. So nobody actually got charged for the killing of John Dick.
Okay, you know what's crazy? This is a very random side note. But we have a customer, and his son would come to our work in the summer and be like, I need honey for my dad. He's 105. And he swears right now by a teaspoon of honey a day. That's what's keeping him like going. So, at 105, and he's from this area, maybe wouldn't his dad maybe know something about the Evelyn Dick?
Probably.
Yeah.
Totally would.
That's kind of cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
And just, the point was we have a 105-year-old, well, not customer, but like a customer's, the 105-year-old man's son is a customer of ours.
But that's really cool to know we have centurions living in Niagara who say the trick is
who indulge in our honey that we
full
fill.
of honey.
Yeah, exactly.
Makes you live to 100.
Yeah, too bad Evelyn didn't have our honey.
105.
Yeah. Do.
A schoolyard song this tab is called Culture Impacts because Evelyn made quite the impact on our culture. A schoolyard song at the time of the murders went like this. And I think I'll try and do it to the tune of Ring Around the Rosie.
Okay.
Oh no, that's too hard. I'm just gonna...
Okay, just wing it.
You cut off his legs. You cut off his arms. You cut off his head. How could you miss his dick? How could you miss his dick? And that was a schoolyard song.
I'm going to start singing that.
He was walking around the farm. How could you miss his dick? How could you miss his dick? There was a punk band called the Forgotten Rebels, formed in 1977.
I really like that name.
From Hamilton. They wrote a song called Evelyn Dick. I listened to it. And if you're a fan of punk rock, the song really slaps. They used lyrics from the schoolyard song, and it was on their 1989 album called Untitled. How Could You Miss His Dick became the title of a 1982 CBC radio special written by Douglas Roger and narrated by one of Canada's most famous defense lawyers, author of legal volumes and radio and television series host Eddie Greenspan. This was later turned into a play in 1989.
Oh my God.
And ran at Hamilton venues in 1991, 1999, and 2004.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Good for them.
In 2001, a Canadian author named Brian Valet wrote a book called The Torso Murder, The Untold Story of Evelyn Dick.
I like that.
And this book focused on Evelyn's murder trial and subsequent disappearance.
I like that. What is that on?
It's a book.
Oh, it's a book. Okay.
In 2002, there was a television film made named Torso, the Evelyn Dick story. And I found a trailer for that, and I've put that in the show notes. And we'll watch it after. Yeah.
A grisly murder rocks an eastern steel town.
Anybody who does not comply will be arrested in the shooting.
You think it's gang related? I don't know. How would I know that?
A tough investigation.
Why am I getting the impression that you're not being completely honest with me?
Turns up a beautiful suspect.
Miss Dick, did you in any way participate in the murder of your husband?
I love you, Evelyn.
With a controversial past.
I'll give you whatever you want.
How long have you known Evelyn Dick?
Are you trying to tarnish my reputation?
No, not at all. But it appears you have a great many male companions.
Jealous?
This film suggests that Evelyn was protecting her parents, who were also viable suspects in the murder of Peter White and John Dick, which tracks to me. Like, it could have been,
100%.
which is why Alexandra was like, I need immunity.
Yeah.
It also suggests that she was sexually abused by her father and exploited by both parents, especially her mother, to provide them a higher standing, like a higher societal standing and income. The movie was originally scheduled to be released on September 11th, 2001.
Wow.
And was rescheduled to March 18th, 2002 for obvious reasons.
For obvious reasons.
Hamilton author James King credited Evelyn's Dick story for partially inspiring his novel Blue Moon that came out in 2000.
Blue moon.
You saw me standing alone. And this case was also the subject of a 2005 film noir musical, Black Widow.
Black Widow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, Evelyn inspiring a whole bunch of crap.
And that's the Evelyn Dick story,
That's
case.
awesome. That was a good one.
Right?
I really want to watch that movie.
Yeah. Oh, well, I can at least show you the trailer.
Well, yeah, the trailer I want to watch.
Yeah, film noir musical. That's not something you hear a lot.
No. But that was a good one. I can't believe that's so local, too.
Right? So close.
I really like the schoolyard chant.
How could you miss his dick? How could you miss his dick? You sawed off his legs. What is it? I'll go to it. You cut off his legs.
Like
You cut off his arms. You cut off his head. How could you miss his dick? How could you miss his dick?
Sounds like something Chucky would chant.
Chucky.
We've got Chucky posters behind us.
We gotta share pics of the mosaic Chuckies. The handmade mosaic Chuckies.
Handmade.
You can send us an email
wonder- yeah.
if you want to at CanadianCreepiesPodcast@gmail.com, and you can connect with us on Instagram, Canadian Creepies. We're just at Canadian Creepies. We want to hear...
Connect with us. I want to hear something from someone that I don't know.
We want to hear from you.
Yeah, we really do.
And
Because there's only so many, I don't know, things that have happened to Val and I that we can chant about on this channel. It's fun to hear new things from new people.
it's fun to hear personal experiences. We want to...
Chant about. How could you miss his dick?
How could you miss his dick? We want to hear your experiences
Yeah,
with
or maybe-
paranormal,
yeah.
creepy stuff
Or maybe you even know of a Canadian true crime
that you want us to research.
Yeah, 100%.
We will happily do that if there's something you want us to
Or
get
that
into
you're
or
like
dig into.
proud of being a part, not maybe a part of, but
like
but
a
even
notable true crime in your area.
yeah, but also, yeah, exactly. Not proud of. You're proud of being a part of the true crime.
Maybe if there's a crime you've committed that you want to
that you
share
wanna-
with us.
yeah, or
that-
you want to be interviewed, sure.
Yeah, we'll absolutely
Give us an email.
Snitch on you
I will
on this
interview
podcast.
you, snitch and interview you at the same time.
It'll be great.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for listening to Canadian Creepy.